There was once a flock of sheep that had lost their shepherd. Without their shepherd to lead them, the flock began to walk down a wide road. Along this road was everything they could want. There was plenty, a feed, many cisterns from which they could drink water from, and countless places to stop and rest and to live in comfort. As they continued down this road, the sheep grew fatter and fatter. Among the flock was a young lamb. One day, as he followed the others, he noticed a lone sheep walking in the distance. This sheep wasn't traveling on the wide road. Instead, he was walking a narrow path. The sheep looked different. He was lean, withered, even black among the white flock. Curious, the young lamb watched him as he disappeared down the narrow path. Sometime later, the narrow path crossed the wide road. As the older sheep crossed, the young lamb stopped and asked him, "What are you doing? What is this path that you follow?" The older sheep smiled and replied, "The last thing I remember before my shepherd left was that this was the path he walked. Before he left, he turned to us and said, 'This is the way, walk in it.' I've never forgotten those words. There was once a time when many sheep followed him on this path, but little by little, because the path was hard, narrow, and sometimes dangerous, they left it. They chose a wide road because it was easier. It was straight. It was comfortable. Along the way, there was always plenty to eat, plenty to drink, and many places to rest. But on this narrow path, some days there's only enough grass for today. Some days there's only enough fresh water for today, and some days there's only enough comfort for today. Yet, this is the path I remember my shepherd walking, and these are the words I remember him speaking. This is the way, walk in it." The young lamb looked back at the flock and asked, "Do you know where this wide road leads?" The older sheep lowered his head and answered, "Unfortunately, I do." "Where?" the young lamb asked. "To the slaughterhouse. It leads to death." The young lamb stood quietly for a moment before asking one final question. "Then where does this narrow path lead?" The old sheep smiled and simply replied, "Back to my shepherd." What path are you choosing to follow?